If you want to track your walk, open Outdoor Active, press track down the bottom, and then press start, and that will give you a breadcrumb route. If you want to follow a pre-existing route that you've put in, go to my page, then route, then plan, and then you can look at the bottom where you can create a route, saved, edit, or navigate. So hit navigate and it'll tell you where to go. On the screen you can see some fairly basic but useful information that you can use for your this is fairly rudimentary at this moment in time until they improve it, and you can follow it on your watch. It shows you how far along the line you are, how much further you have to go, and how much time left. That's your direction of travel arrow. And that's your route. You have left the route. The route is 50 meters to your right. Well, given that it was just a rough plan, then we'll stay on this line here that we're following Lassie with, because this is obviously a path, but it is warning you that you do need to go, you know, to the right. If you were following, you know, if you needed to follow it, you know, exactly, then it is clearly showing that you need to go to the right. And obviously you can see that our line is, you know, just, you know, we just did a rough line along here, because sometimes you only got to do a rough idea as to what your route is. But you can see that we are, you know, very close, and we're just heading in this general direction. As you can see through here, there is no real path. It's kind of comes and goes, really. So I think we don't want to be going up through that bracken up there anyway. So let's just take this, stick on this slightly lower road here. Maybe the path that we were following and kind of accidentally left because I probably wasn't concentrating on following the path. Maybe it seems like it goes down through here, doesn't it? So we'll stick with that, which does mean we're off route, but it doesn't matter. A few things that you can do when you touch the bottom of the screen, that makes the screen bigger, and you then have this control down here for pinpointing your position or showing you what's around you. And then when you touch the bottom corner again, that's when you can then get the additional information. So that's obviously warning that you've left. And now we're back on course, and you can see that the green arrow is pointing down here. So it's realized that we are back on track. And you can see there that it has picked up the course that we put in. Yeah, so you can see we've got about 9 minutes left, 597 meters to the end and 120 meters to the next turn point, and we're still following this great big green arrow. I'll just give a few words on this. I'm not keeping this watch. I'm giving it to a family member soon, and I just wanted to just do something with it, as I've not really used it as much as I was realistically hoping that I would. Thoughts, like I said, I've only literally used it just as this navigating tool for this, so it's difficult to, you know, to give an exact thing. But if you have an Apple Watch, you know, then clearly, if you have outdoor active and you don't want to get a Garmin watch, you know, it works. You know, it seems pretty basic, pretty rudimentary in what it does, but it does seem to work. I don't see a track back feature, but that's not to say there isn't one. But you know, you can certainly pinpoint positions using it. You can make out tours. You can obviously get the mapping on it as long as it's connected to your phone. So, you know, if you already have an Apple phone and an Apple Watch, and you're an outdoor person of some description, and you just want to use something as an extra tool, no comments about me being a tool either, thank you, and you just want, you know, to use your watch as an additional tool to your map and compass, you just want a quick reference, oh, that's where I am, and then obviously, you know, it's...
Just to confirm, you'd like to call Sarah Beavis. Work?
No, I don't want to call Sarah Beavis. Who the hell is Sarah Beavis? Go away. What a ridiculous... The only trouble is, you talk and then it talks back to you. Does anybody know who Sarah Beavis is? Because I've got absolutely no idea, and I didn't even say Sarah Beavis. Anyway, that's the oddities of the Apple for you. So yeah, so like I said, you know, if you're looking for something pretty basic that will get you from A to B, pinpoint your location, then yeah, the Apple Watch with Outdoor Active does seem pretty reasonable. Pretty reasonable. Like I said, it doesn't have many of the features of a Garmin. You know, the Garmin, you know, just destroys it in many ways. But I have to say, it's not as bad as I was maybe expecting it to be. And the mapping on it, with the Ordnance Survey mapping, you know, literally switched to the watch on that screen, is, I have to say, pretty decent. It's pretty decent mapping. I'm quite surprised at how good it is actually. It's better than I was expecting. So certainly worth, yeah, definitely worth using. But like I said, you're just going to have to be very careful, because obviously if it's raining with a touch screen, then I think you're going to have problems. That's when your main problem is going to be, you know, with rain on that touch screen. And you can't, like the Garmin, with the Garmin you can turn the 7, you can turn the touch screen off. But with the Apple Watch you can't turn it off. But, you know, for basic day-to-day use, pretty decent, to be honest. Just remember, the battery will be drained very quickly with this. So there you can see we're close to the end of the route. We're still on track. there, 2 minutes remaining. And there. So what we'll do is we'll finish the walk, and then we'll just have a look at it. And when you finish the route, obviously it doesn't realize that we've finished. We've got back to the car. So you can see that we've been walking 42 minutes, 2 kilometers. That obviously includes a few stops. Total ascent 8 meters, descent 115. And that's obviously the coordinates. So if we go show map, so there you can see we're now in the car park, and we can now stop the route, and that's stopped it. And there you can see the track of the route that we did. I just want to say a few words about Outdoor Active. Now some of you may very well know that Viewranger was the go-to outdoor mapping app, and basically it was just untouchable. There was nothing that was as good as Viewranger. And I had about 4, 5, 6 years ago, I don't know when, quite a long time ago anyway, bought the full United Kingdom at 1 to 25,000. So basically I paid about £100 or however much it was back there, and that was the entire United Kingdom at 1 to 25,000 for offline mapping at any time I needed it. I didn't need to be connected to the internet, didn't have to download anything. Once it was done, it was there. And when Outdoor Active bought Viewranger, I, like many others, were pretty gutted, I have to say. We were not at all impressed, and I avoided Outdoor Active app like the plague for a very long time. I just simply refused to even acknowledge that it existed, and all the reviews, everything that everybody said was that it was awful, and basically I just ignored it. Then when I was in the Lake District a couple of weeks ago, I plotted a route on the OS Ordnance Survey app, but I tried to get the GPX file from the OS app onto my Garmin Explore app, and I just could not do it. And luckily, just by chance, I don't know whether it was, maybe it was a few weeks ago, I decided to bite the bullet. I had the mapping, and thankfully Outdoor Active allow those that have fully paid up mapping to join them and transfer the mapping that we've paid for, and that we shouldn't really be having to pay again, but there you go, over from Viewranger to Outdoor Active. And in a nutshell, I believe it lasts, I think it's a year, but I'm not sure. Then after that you do have to pay a subscription. And because I was just trying to find an app that had OS mapping on it, I just thought, well, let's give it a go and just see what it's like. And maybe they have improved it. I have to say, kind of reluctantly, it did seem somewhat okay. It's clearly lacking many features of Viewranger. It's clearly got a lot of work to do on it. But I have to say, it was fine for plotting a route, it was fine for following a route, giving you location, and, you know, looking around what was around you, which is basically all I need it for anyway. I'm not interested in all these group things and sharing things, so I'm never even going to look at that stuff anyway. I've never been interested in that. So, you know, from that point of view, it did look okay. I don't know what the subscription rate will be moving forward, so I will have to decide whether I stick with this or whether I move over in time to, you know, OS mapping. But I have to say, given that I can plot a route, obviously then I can use on this Outdoor Active app, but that I can then you know, share it with Garmin, explore easily, you know, for me that is a game changer. So for the moment I'll carry on using Outdoor Active somewhat reluctantly, because I'm a little bit disappointed that Viewranger sold out, but you know, business is what business is, I suppose. But you know, I just wanted to add this in about Outdoor Active, and just, you know, if you've listened to this little extra bit, then, you know, thanks very much. I do appreciate your time. I will see you in the next one.